right, Club 50 Sports right here and back at you. We are headed right to where Manny is, Orchard Park. We're headed to where the Buffalo Bills went toe to toe with the two-time MVP, possibly three-time MVP. We'll see how it goes. But Lamar Jackson and his Ravens, with these playoff woes, once again fall to Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. This was a good one. This one was a good one. It was a nail biter. It came all the way down to the end. Mark Andrews dropping a 2-point conversion that would have ultimately tied the game and sent it quite possibly into overtime. Of course, Buffalo still had about 1 minute and a half to do something, but that tie would have made it a much more intriguing kind of deal down the stretch. Manny, I pose this question to you. Who's to blame? We always want to point the finger at somebody. Is Lamar Jackson to blame for this loss?
No, Adam. I'm not going to say that he's to blame. Um, I think if that throw that he made to the end zone to Mark Andrews, if he would have sailed it, I probably would say yes. But he put it in his hands. I have to say that Mark Andrews and Tom Munkin. These two cats are the ones. Remember that me and you said that last week that if Tom Munkin pulls another stunt like he usually does by not giving this kid Henry the ball, uh, things can happen. Adam. Things can go wrong. Um, 16 carries for 84 yards. You gotta be around 30 carries, Adam. 25 to 30 carries. Had I been Tom Munkin, I would have told them, you know what, big boy, I'm gonna give you 25 to 30 carries today. Just be ready. Because
He's
you might break a long one. Chances are with Derrick Henry, you might break a long run. Unfortunately, Mark Andrews, my man, you are to blame too, my friend. Your fumble and your 2-point conversion drop, you really killed your team with these two costly mistakes, Adam. That's who I'm gonna blame and I'm gonna stick to. And I no Lamar Jackson on this one. I'm not gonna say no Lamar Jackson. He did what he could. He made some throws. It just those turnovers, Adam, and the drop 2-point conversion, man. What do you say?
I've honestly got to put some of the blame on Lamar Jackson for this one.
Okay.
He did throw an interception that he sailed in the first half that ended a drive. He also had another fumble where the ball was snapped to his left and a little high. But then instead of just kind of eating that play, he tried to do something with it where Von Miller ultimately ended up scooping the ball back and putting Buffalo in prime real estate and putting them in really good positions to win or to put points on the board. Lamar Jackson has to understand at this point in the game. Yeah, I get the Andrews and all of those things. You can't allow Buffalo to put points on the board, and that fumble is exactly that fumble that he tried to make something out of nothing with. You just got to be smarter than that. You got to be willing to say, I have to eat this play rather than put my team in a position where a player can ultimately scoop and possibly run it back. Luckily, um, Justice Hill ran them down and was able to tackle Von Miller, but points were still put up on that drive for Buffalo. I'm not sure whether or not it was a touchdown or a field goal. I can't recall. But nonetheless, as a two-time MVP, as the leader of this team, you have to understand that those mistakes can't be made. Lamar had two himself, and that hurt the football team. Now, of course, I am not about to let Todd Monken off the hook here. Not at all.
Ah,
Because 16 carries, we have to talk about this over and over and over, it seems, every single year. How this guy is still employed. You brought Derrick Henry to this team for games
like this one.
just like this. So I don't understand how you only give the man 16 carries when he had 84 yards and a touchdown at a 5.2 yards per carry clip. That means you give him the ball 2 times, he's likely to get you a first down. And I know that they stopped him for 1 and 2 yard carries. But the thing is, the more and more you give him, the more and more he rips off a 23, a 17, a 28-yard run. And then it brings that average back to normal. Here's the thing. Todd Monken, people don't want to tackle Derrick Henry. Let me remind you, he's 6'3", 250 pounds. People don't want to tackle that man when it's sunny outside, much less when it's brick cold temperatures. Do you know what that does to the body when you have a beast of a man who looks like he's been carved out of a mountain coming downfield at you? You give that man the ball. He might have gotten the ball 35, 40 times from me yesterday. I'm not even joking. In those conditions, people don't want to tackle Derrick Henry when it's sunny outside, much less in conditions like that. What they were doing is completely oblivious to me. And Todd Monken, once again, we're talking about you.
He's the X factor. He's one of those X factors that we like to talk about here in our channel. All right, guys. Let us know who's to blame here, please. Let us know who if it's Mark Andrews, Todd Monken, a combination of Lamar Jackson. Please comment, please subscribe, guys. And Club 50 Sports will be right back. Stay tuned, guys.